Hi boys and girls. Today what we're going to do is apply our protractor skills and measuring using a protractor to join and separate angles and use problem-solving strategies to find unknown angle measures. So let's go ahead and get started. So as you recall, this is a protractor down here, and this is our center of our protractor, and we've worked a lot with protractors the last couple of days. So our key goal question today is going to be, how do you determine the measure of an angle separated into parts? Okay, well, if you remember, the measure of an angle equals the sum of the measure of all its parts. So what does that mean? Well, it means that angle ABD, okay, is the big part of the angle here, and it's separated into two parts, ABC and CBD. Well, if you add, because sum, don't forget, means add, the angle measures of ABC and CBD, you're going to find the total for this whole angle ABD. So let me demonstrate this for you. So this is using our protractor skills. So we're going to line up our center with our vertex. We're going to turn our protractor, oops, and line it up. And don't forget, this is easier on your desk than it is on the smartboard here. So we're going to turn this. So we line it up with the 0 and we line it up the other ray. Alright, so now we've got our center lined up on our vertex. We've got our ray BA lined up with 0. And so we're going to look to ray BC, and we see that that is pointing to 40 degrees. So now we're going to record this information so we don't forget it. So we're going to record angle A, B, C, and remember, when you're naming an angle, remember the letter that is the vertex needs to be in the middle. So we have angle ABC equals 40 degrees. Okay, so now we need to measure our second angle here. So this time we're going to line this up with our vertex again, and we're going to line it up with ray BC on the 0. So let's do that. Okay, let me just fix my center point here. Okay, and if we look, that points to 30 degrees. So we know that angle CBD is equal to 30 degrees. So let's record that so we don't forget. So again, CBD equals 30 degrees. Okay. So now we wanted to know the sum. So remember, sum means add. So we were looking to find out what the total of this angle was to find out what ABD equals. So sum means add, so let's add these. Okay, so what's 40 degrees plus 30 degrees? Well, 4 plus 3 is 7. Add our 0 in, and we get 70 degrees. Alright. So now, can we check this answer? Yes, we can. We can take and line up our protractor. We can line up ray BA with our 0 point. Okay, and if we notice ABD, ray BD is going straight through 70 degrees. So yes, we do have the correct answer. So if you're asked to write this in an equation format, you can say measure M. The M means the measure of the angle. So M, the measure of angle A, B, C, plus the measure of angle CBD equals the measure of angle A And you just proved that up here. Okay, you just said angle ABC equaled 40 degrees and angle CBD equals 30 degrees. And then this green here is the total, which is 70 degrees, which is the measure of ABD. All right, so now I'm going to show you something really neat. If you know how to do this, then the next part's pretty simple, because you can take what you know and apply this. So let's say you're given an angle and you're given some of the measures. Can you figure out what the unknown pieces are? This is like a little puzzle. This is, if you look at it as a puzzle, kind of the fun part. So these are the same problem-solving strategies we've been using this whole year. It says, what do I need to find out? Well, we're finding out what this missing angle, what the degree of the angle is, not using a protractor this time, but using what we already know. Well, let's look at what we already know. So, we already know that angle EDC is equal to 120 degrees. And we know that angle FDC is equal to 50 degrees. So we're going to figure out, what's angle EDF equal to? So let's go over. So what do I need to find out? Let's write this down. I need to find out the measure of angle EDF. What do I know? Okay, well, I know angle, the measure of angle EDC is equal to 120 degrees. 120 degrees, so that's this angle here, EDC, and then they've given us FDC. So I know the measure of angle FDC is equal to 50 degrees. So those are the two pieces I have. How will I use this information? Well, I'm going to use this information to kind of figure out what this is here, what this piece is here. So how could I do that? Well, I could draw myself a diagram. All right, so I could draw a diagram, and I know the measure of angle EDC is 120, which is total of this angle. So 120. And I know part of this angle. I know part of this angle FDC. So the measure of angle FDC is equal to 50 degrees. 50 degrees, 20 degrees. I forgot to put my degree small on there. Okay, so I know I'm trying to figure out this here. I'm trying to figure out what angle EDF is equal to. So my goal is to find out measure of EDF. Okay, so I know that this number is going to be smaller than 120 because 120 minus 50 is going to give me this number. Because remember, there's two ways to get smaller numbers here, divide or subtract. And division really doesn't make sense here. So we're going to subtract. So we have the total 120 degrees minus 50. And you can do this totally in your head because you know what 12 minus 5 is. 12 minus 5 is 7. And then add the 0 from the tens rule and you get 70 degrees. So you can say the measure of angle EDF is equal to 70 degrees. Okay? Alright, so tomorrow in class I'm going to show you a couple more examples, and I'm going to show you some real life uses for this, some places in your life that you'll be able to use this. Alright, so to prepare for tomorrow's class, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do those 3 problems on the joining and separating angles problems that is in your green homework folder. And this will set you up for success in class tomorrow, and then we're going to do some group work. Okay? Well, have a nice night, boys and girls, and I'll see you all tomorrow.